Hey everyone, this is Matt from GamesRadar and I'm here with Dave Horton, and today we're going to talk about Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now Dave, I've played this. The thing that really struck me is just how open it is compared to the previous game. Give us a good anecdote about what you did while you were playing it.
Okay, I can go from the very start actually. I played a good 3 or 4 hours with the second main section of the game, which is this Eastern European city that we've seen in a few trailers and demos. Start out in Adam's apartment. There's a few things you can do: pop around, watch the TV, do some news reports, check out what's going on, check on some voicemail, have a shower, whatever. Put it this way, it's so much more kind of freeform and open this time around. I was a good hour and a half into the demo before I even knew where Adam's front door was, because having popped around and done a few things, I noticed I could open his bathroom window. Bailed out of there, ran along the rooftops, got into the city that way.
So you don't even need to go out of Adam's front door?
Ever. Put it this right, an hour or so later, I had a side mission objective that I found later on that made me go back to Adam's flat. I couldn't find my way in for about 20 minutes because I had no geographical bearing of where the front of his house was.
That might be the most Deus Ex anecdote ever.
It's brilliant. It was brilliant fun. I mean, I was infuriated, but also really happy about how I'd managed to confound myself with it. Basically, it was great.
So, this city you're in, like what sort of sense of place do you get from it? Because the stuff that I saw, I've played a bit of it in different areas, not in the area that you saw, but just from trailers and stuff, I'm getting a better sense of this being a real kind of reactive place.
Oh yeah, it feels so much more like real and organic, and there's a much sense of being in a place than there was in any section in Human Revolution. I mean, the city in particular feels very Half-Life 2 actually. I think partly because I started by running along the rooftops, definitely helped. But you know, there's sort of slightly corrupt cops knocking around, bullying people. There's little conversations, there's slices of life. There's so many little extra vignettes hidden away that may or may not lead to side missions, and I found in most cases actually did, or hinted at ones later on. There's camera drone bots flying around the sky everywhere. It really feels like,
because the thing they're looking out for, obviously, as the game suggests, is I guess sort of transhumans are kind of like under watch from the authorities.
Yeah, they're feared now, since obviously things went. It picks up from the ending of Deus Ex Human Revolution, where all got hacked and they all went a bit crazy, so now everyone's like properly watching them, and there is a degree of kind of terrorist pushback happening as well. So yeah, there's very much a sense of kind of slightly oppressive lockdown happening now.
We've been a bit fluffy talking about cities and feel and things like that. Obviously the people want to know, what does it feel like to kill people with your fist chisels?
Freaking great. Not just the fist chisels actually. I mean, the gunplay, it feels a lot better now. I mean, to the point where a lot of my deaths happened because I forgot it was meant to be a third-person shooter, because the first-person stuff feels a lot slicker and breezy now. So you feel a lot more capable, like, going into open first-person combat now. I mean, you should still use cover because you'll get murdered eventually otherwise, but the fact that it feels good enough to forget about that is kind of a good thing. And there's definitely, I mean, obviously the Deus Ex trailers always, especially the CG ones, always play up the kind of crazy explosive combat side of it, which the game isn't really. But there are definitely a hell of a lot more options in that. The new augs that you get partway through the demo I was playing were you get a bunch of experimental new stuff, and there's a lot of those are really open to more creative open combat play now. And you've got a lot more freedom over your combinations at any given time. There's a lot more mix and match freedom happening. So, if you want to put like a sort of teleport boost with, well, not quite teleport, but a fast dash boost, and then couple that with, say, a slow-mo bullet time mode, you can basically build your own version of almost like a gun-based Dishonored with it.
You've made super hot.
You've made super hot, or you've made like a cyberpunk version of Dishonored's Blink Assassinations. There's a lot more freedom of choice. The other good thing that augments this, lol, is that the level design is boosted really nicely to take the verticality in a lot more now as well. I found the Human Revolution cities felt a little bit gated in terms of how high or where you could go at any given time. There's a bit more of that Metroid-y kind of don't come back without this all kind of thing.
Yeah.
But now you can get a mega boost jump straight away, and you should, because the levels are built for a lot of high up and down stuff. There's a ton of stealth options based around that. There's a lot of evasion options, but there's a hell of a lot more attack options, and kind of like almost like Batman style.
I was going to say, you've been playing this like Batman again.
I always play Deus Ex like Batman, and I can't damn help it. But yeah, there's a ton of that stuff, and you couple that with like the extra sort of the stealth and the stealth attack stuff as well, and you can pretty much attack or evade in any direction from anywhere you want now.
Did you have a chance to kind of just let shit go loose and go mad on people? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, there were a few times I did. One thing I did like, actually, again, going back to the idea that things feel a lot less gated, I made a point of ignoring the main plot quest as much as I could, just to see how much extra stuff was there and how bendable the city was. Turns out a lot in both cases. I mean, I just running around the rooftops within the first 20 minutes, I'd like broken into a guy's apartment, found a load of gear supplies, found a bunch of narrative stuff, things that eventually were hints for side quests later on that led me in different directions, but also found like the entrance to a gang stronghold, part of a few streets that were locked down under gang control, which later turned out to be the first part of the major side quest, well, the major main quest, which obviously I ignored for like half an hour or so. But yeah, I was still capable of kind of getting in there and infiltrating and taking a few guys out before I even really had hit the story point that gave me the orgs to do that. Yeah, so between kind of like even the early stuff when you're pretty low level and have nothing, just the extra fluidity and accessibility of it just, yeah, gives you way more power to just do your own stuff.
It's interesting you say accessibility. I was going to ask, do you feel like this is a game for people that played the first one? Is it for anyone? Like what's your entry point?
It's interesting. I think if you've played the first one, you'll be at home straight away with it. Absolutely. But I think if you haven't, it's not. I think maybe the story will be the biggest kind of stumbling block. But I did notice in the demo we played, at least, there was like a 10-15 minute recap video in the game if you want to do that as well. So that's handy. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem any more convoluted to understand than the original Human Revolution was, and the fact that your orgs feel a lot more kind of mix and match, and there's more fluidity for almost kind of building situational loadouts, I think is going to make it a bit friendlier.
Cool. So to finish up then on the Dave Horton Excitometer, whereabouts is this registering?
Much higher than it was before I played it, actually. I mean, I enjoyed Human Revolution. I found it's a great game. There are, I think, maybe some limitations to it that became more apparent as it went on. This seems to blow all that right out of the water. It seems to probably deliver on the kind of, the idealized promise of complete freedom to mess about and change things as you wish that the first one almost did.
Cool. Thank you very much. And if you enjoyed that, don't forget to check out some of our Deus Ex Mankind Divided coverage on site. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.
I don't care that they only speak in whispers. I won't let them have the last word.